One thing a portfolio of rentals doesn't do is increase your liquidity rapidly. That liquidity will...
It does the opposite.
Yes, it does. You are buying this off of appreciation values. Most landlord investors will hold a portfolio about 6 or 7 years and either refinance the portfolio or dump the portfolio and buy something bigger. Okay. Well, if you are in line with that trajectory for about 6 or 7 years, well, you also have to be able to wholesale or flip ever so often to increase your liquidity. So even though you want to transition to a landlord or a rental type investor, you never forego the other types of investments that increase your liquidity quickly so you can continue to buy inventory. And then you have to consider, as your portfolio grows, let's say 20% of your inventory is going to be vacant at any given time. So you have a separate account, to make readies and stuff like that. A lot of your cash flow, and V, you'll know more about this than me, and so she may disagree with this, but most of your cash flow, if you're making cash flow, should go into an account ready to renovate that property or do something for that property because it's coming. You're going to have a hailstorm. The AC is going to go out. Somebody clogged the toilet and broke one of the pipes. Whatever it is, like when this is going to be aired, you'll never know. Well, we're supposed to have a big freeze. Did a pipe burst in your rentals? All these little things are going to happen. So you should have some capital set aside to manage your current inventory. Your biggest return on that investment is going to come years later when either you sell the portfolio at Houston. If you're going to be in Houston, you're averaging about a 5% in appreciation year on year. So if you have something that's worth $100,000 today, inherently, it should be worth $105,000 next year just by existing. So that is where you're going to get your money back. So if you're going to be a landlord investor, you have to strategize ways with your lenders and your teams to increase liquidity to continue to buy inventory.
Hey, what percentage of your clients actually get cash out when they refi? Like when they buy the property, fix it up, and then put a tenant in, refi at that point? What percentage of client, those deals actually get cash out?
I would say you're at about maybe 30 or 40%. And the reason why it's that number is because most people just like a rate and term. And what I've seen since 2022 is that the purchase prices that people have been doing have been a little bit higher than they're used to on what they're leveraging. They're coming out of pocket a little bit more. So there's not an immense amount of equity. I have to look at, and you should look at this too as a business person, all in numbers. Okay. So if you're out of pocket 20 grand at closing for a property, for a short-term loan, and then you refinance, and let's say you're out of pocket, let's say the appraisal, because on your refinances, the appraisal is gospel. So that's why it's very important that we get these numbers right in the front end and you do the repairs subject to those values. But the market can shift. So let's say you're out of pocket 7 grand on your second closing. Well, you're really out of pocket 27. So you have to find a way to make that full 27 back. All right. So a lot of times there's not enough equity recently to do initial cash out when you've purchased it, renovated for 6 weeks, then refinance. That margin usually isn't there in like 6 or 7 weeks. Where I see the 30, 40% that do it, they've held this profit for 12 months or 3 years or whatever. They've been stuck in a loan or a bridge loan. They've had some issues, but the appreciation itself has warranted to be able to cash out. What we're seeing the most success is people that have purchased in like 2020 and 2021 and had an issue getting out. They've improved their credit scores and stuff. In COVID, we had a 41% increase in values over 3 years. So those properties have extended their value and has the opportunity for a cash out.
Yeah, but that's an anomaly, right?
Anomaly, yes.
I want to touch back on what you said, and I'm going to put it in plain language here, that, I'm not speaking against rental. So don't think that I am, because I have rental. And every time I sell a rental, I regret it down the line. So there's never a time that I'm happy I sold a rental. So let's settle that. But what I think investors don't realize is holding rental is expensive today.
Yes.
It's today. It's eating your cash, right?
Just the difference in reinsuring your property can dramatically shift your cash flow margins from year to year. It's also property taxes. Property taxes as insurance have been kind of the Achilles heel of rental investment for the past 2 years or so. So when you guys are building your inventory, know that most likely for the next few years, if not more, that insurance rates are going to continue to climb and property taxes are going to continue to climb. So when you're making your initial offers for distressed real estate that you're going to fix, you should have an idea currently of what it's going to cost for insurance and what it cost for property taxes. And if that area has increased property taxes recently, so you can make adjustments over the next few years. And again, this is all just math. So if you're buying something like, oh, I'm $0 out of pocket and I'm this and I'm that, okay, great. But if your property is $1,100 in rent a month and your insurance is $4,000 a year and your property taxes are $8,000 a year, does that equate to being in the black for your cash flow margin, especially if your current 30-year rates are probably in the high 6s to mid 7s?
I'm sorry for this interruption. I've been asked a lot about passive investment. And let's be real, there is nothing passive about being a landlord unless you have a really good property management company. So if you own an Airbnb or a short-term rental and you want to get back your time, please give our team at Buzz Vacation Rental a call at 281-549-8432 or go to our website at pm.buzzvacationrentals.com.